my request, Mr. over to you.
Can everyone hear me in the virtual stage? Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manya, for that amazing introduction. I would like to start off with asking you a question. Can anyone here guess how many countries I've lived in my entire lifetime?
10.
10,
3,
3,
4,
5. Anyone from the virtual stage?
Say that again,
Ashish, what?
3. Okay. Thank you so much. So just to inform you guys, I have lived in total 6 countries. Just to tell you those countries, the first one is India, of course. The second is Bangladesh. Third is New Zealand. Fourth is Australia. Fifth is South Africa. And sixth is Brunei. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. My name is Anurag Yadav, and today I would like to tell you about my life story. I was born in 1984 in a small village in Haryana to 2 parents. I don't know why people say 2 parents. It's not like we can have 4 parents. After I was born, after 2 years, we shifted to Bangladesh, and that is where I started with my studies. I joined Toastmasters in 2019, and it's been a great journey from there. The reason I joined Toastmasters was to become confident and speaking in front of a large audience. And Toastmasters has been an amazing journey for me. I remember the first meeting I attended was the 100th meeting of the Gurgaon Orators Toastmasters. And I remember that it was a mesmerizing meeting. I went up to the building, there was 2 people standing there, and they received me. I was like, this is how every meeting happens. And then they guided me to the meeting, which was downstairs. And we went down, there was like 30 people sitting there. And the walls had art, there was a art on each wall there. And it was amazing. There were speakers there, there was cake, there was snacks, there was soft drinks. I imagine thinking, wow, is learning so fun? I want to join this place straight away. And I could see there's so many opportunities after joining Toastmasters. There's so many things that you can do. You can become a YouTuber. There's people who've started their podcast. You can help people with public speaking. You can become a coach. So the opportunities are endless that you can have. And I also got to know a new level of me. It was a rebirth for me. I didn't know that I could do so many things. I could speak. I could get comfortable in speaking. Because earlier I was unable to speak in front of 3 people or 4 people. But look at me now. I'm speaking in front of all of you. After starting my schooling in Bangladesh, the next country we visited was Australia. That's where I started the next phase of my schooling. And I made so many friends there, and I still stay in touch with few of them. And it was great living in Australia, and the place I lived in was Canberra, which was the capital at the time. I also happened to meet the Prime Minister at the time, who was John Howard, and I was in the choir, and I got to meet him. I was one of those lucky people who got to meet this guy. We were there for 4 years. After that, we shifted to another country. First, we came back to India for 2 years, and then we went to Brunei. Brunei is a country which is inspired by Indians. The main city is named after Indian history. It's called Bandar Shri Bhagwan. The Sultan of Brunei is famous for having 5,000 cars in his garage, and he flies his own plane. I'll tell you a funny story. Once it happened, my dad, who is in the Ministry of External Affairs at the time, and his car overtook the car of the Sultan. And the Sultan car overtook us again and stopped us. The person came out and he went to the window and he said, very politely, "You never overtake the Sultan." And we were like, okay. So But it's an amazing place to be. People there don't pay any taxes. And on the birthday of Sultan, you go to his palace and you meet his entire family. And he shakes hand with everyone that comes to his palace and he gives you a souvenir to take back home. After that, the next country that I visited was New Zealand. And I did my university studies there. I graduated from there in hospitality, where I did hotel management, and I worked there for a total of 5 years. Having worked in New Zealand hospitality and Indian hospitality, there's a vast difference. People there, you have a set checklist which you need to complete, and people know their job. In India, we have a slightly different hospitality. It's more challenging. You have more competition, of course, because the population is more. But the main thing is to enjoy what you do. And I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy sharing experiences. On a daily basis, I'm meeting at least 200 people. And there's something that you learn from each one of them. So that is what I enjoy. After that, I went to South Africa, where I was for 6-8 months before coming back to India. And now I've been in Gurgaon from the last 8 to 10 years. And it's been a great journey. The benefit of visiting so many countries is that you can understand people from diverse backgrounds. You get to connect easily. It takes me 1 or 2 minutes to connect with a new person. And I can talk to anyone that I meet. That is a skill which I have developed after meeting so many people. And the main thing is when you connect with someone, you learn something about them and you build relationships, which is so important. The rebirth for me has been Toastmaster, which is an amalgamation of all different people that come together and learn in a happy and safe environment where learning is made fun. I recommend Toastmasters to anyone who wants to find a new level of themselves, who wants to explore their opportunities and become more than what they are at the moment. With that, thank you so much for listening to me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.